Can you hear me okay?
I can hear you, yeah.
Awesome. All right, we're a few minutes early on my end, but we'll give it time. Hopefully, everybody will start coming.
Can you hear me okay?
I can hear you, yeah. All right, I got you open in another window.
We're a few minutes early on my end, but we'll give it time. Hopefully.
Is that better?
Yeah, that's great. That's great. I had to mute my YouTube in, but we'll give everybody a chance to come in. Hello, Chit Chat Queen. How are you? Grandma Joe, how you doing? I'm gonna give everybody an opportunity to get in here and get settled. Let's see. John, can you see the chat?
No, I can't. Well, let me put it on comments. Now I can, yeah.
Okay, awesome. Okay.
So am I on right now or?
Yeah, we're live right now. We're live.
Oh, we're live? All right.
Yes, sir. We are live.
Okay, let's do it.
Guys, come on in. Hit the like button and share it out. I know a lot of people are still working, but we've got this out there so everyone knows about it. They'll start coming in here shortly, and we'll get started. So we can just hang out a while. Brighton Farm Homestead. Hey, what's going on?
Hello, Brighton Farm Homestead.
And guys, I am outside, so if you hear noise, kind of near a road, but hopefully it won't be that big of a deal. But it's just a nice day. I wanted to do it outside, so it should be fine. But yeah, we're gonna get started right here in a second.
Is there any noise from my end?
No, you're actually great. There's no echo or anything, so you're good. You're good.
Good.
Ah, the train, wonderful.
You gotta love those trains.
Yeah, at least it's getting out of the way now.
All right.
We're doing great, Brighton Farm. Beautiful outside is always good. That's right, Grandma Joe.
Hello, Grandma Joe.
Yeah, we should get quite a few people in here, we hope. Guys, if you don't know, this is the first episode in a series that I'm starting for small YouTubers, and we're going to get them some traction and get their name out there and give them time to explain a little bit about what their channel is and what they're bringing to the table. And Willitgrow was gracious enough to be the first guest, and I'm honored to have him here. I've followed this channel for a while, and I'm really, really excited about this new step. So hopefully this is going to be a good thing today, a really good thing. And it is 4:02, so we're actually going to go ahead and get started. Like I said, I know others will show up here soon. Give me 1 second. I don't want this to go.
Thank you for the kind word, Carlos.
Hey, not a problem, not a problem. Let's see. Yeah, this is awesome. While we're waiting, man, those sunflowers are huge.
I pumped some really special fertilizer to them, and they're still growing.
Yeah, I'm really, really impressed. Those things are awesome.
Did you happen to see the secret there? That I make the secret clear as the.
Yeah, you're talking about what you buried underground?
No, that's just an extra boost.
Oh, okay.
Did you see the shade in the sun?
Oh yeah. I saw that where you were explaining the the half and half and what it needed, and I was thinking, I was like, I should have done some of my plants like that. Maybe that's why, because it's just been really, really hot, and some of mine have been suffering. So I'm thinking that's why too much sun.
Yeah. Believe it or not, Carlos, the way the climate is changing, plants are like humans. I've learned this the hard way. Plants are like humans. You can't, 95-degree weather. Those plants need a break from the sun.
Okay.
Just like us humans, we go to the beach, and then it gets too hot. What do we look for? We look for some shade to cool off, right? Because if we don't cool off, then we're going to be stressed out,
Right.
basically overheat. Plants are the same exact way. And the sunflowers do not mind shade. Trust me.
Hmm. Yeah, they were gorgeous. They were. Now, was this some sort of competition or something that you're in with it,
It
or?
is. It's Sunflower Showdown 2020. It's,
Okay.
that was started by 4 kids in a farm, and it's got all schools are involved in it and all that stuff. And I decided to join and have some fun with it, and I think I'm doing pretty well.
Yeah, yeah, I'd say you're doing well. It's about what 11,
It's 11 foot 4 now.
11'4". Wow.
That was 2 days ago. It could very well be 11 foot 6 now. I actually looked at it today before I left work.
Yeah, that's awesome. That is
Yeah.
awesome. All right, well, go ahead and 'cause today when I talked to you earlier, you were saying you were coming in off the boat, and I'm really intrigued on that. Um, so your day job, you are on a boat all day long.
I'm an oyster farmer.
Okay.
Yeah, I have 3 oyster farms on Cape Cod,
Hmm.
and we grow out about 12 to 15 million a year.
Wow.
From the hatchery, we have a hatchery up in Maine, and we hatch the oysters. We brew them ourselves. We hatch them ourselves, and then bring them down to the Cape, and grow them out. From when we get our oysters, they're basically a grain of sand, is what they
Mhm.
are, and it takes us about 12 to 14 months to get them to the market,
Wow.
which is like the fastest in basically all of the country. That's
Hmm.
so I'm an oyster farmer, is what I am.
That's really cool. That's really cool. Um,
Yeah.
yeah,
Now,
that was amazing. Like, what's that?
go ahead. Ask me if I eat oysters.
Well, I can imagine you probably don't seeing them all day long, but
Well, I have to, I eat about 3 a day just for quality control. But
okay.
that's about it.
Yeah, I've actually I have to be honest, I've never eaten an oyster, but I'm interested to see what it would taste like, but I've never really
It
had
tastes like
one.
no, it tastes like basically the body of water that you grow the oyster in. Like
I've
uh,
heard it's
an
really
oyster.
salty.
If it's yes, if the body of water like on Cape Cod, the
Mhm.
water is salty, so
Right.
it tastes salty. But at the end, if you eat the oyster correctly, it turns sweet at the end. So eating an oyster is not just put it in your mouth and swallow it like it's a big booger or a snot or something. You actually you actually need to chew the oyster a little bit in order to get the sweetness at the end.
Ooh, I don't know. I don't know if I could. I don't know if I could do that. That might take a stretch, but
You're gonna try it at least once in your lifetime.
yeah, yeah. The Chit Chat Queen says oysters are good. I eat them fried. Okay.
Fried
Well,
oysters are delicious as well. Yes, they are. Very good.
well, I need to branch out and try new things. I just, whew, that would be a stretch. But so what got you started as gardening? Have you always gardened? Your family always gardened, or how did that start?
No, my father always gardened his whole life, and I was not gardening at all till about 11 years ago, when
Mm,
finally I bought my first home, and I had the space, and I said, well, why not? Well, I started growing was a pot of potatoes, and my father basically just said, is you take this, you see the shit grow, put it there, you throw dirt into the pot, you keep it moist, and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna try that.
right,
And now and behold, you know, 4 months later, I had a whole bucket full of potatoes, and that amazed me.
right,
That is what amazed me. And I'm like, wow, okay. So then, the next very spring, okay, we're going to potatoes. Now I want to do this. Now I want to do that. And that's it. It just took off from there, and you know,
Right.
learning. But my father taught me so much, on different plants. You need different fertilizers, different food, and then I went on to learn about different pH levels for different family types, which is
Right.
very important. It's growing, let's say, growing a beet next to a potato, I wouldn't advise it. Two
Okay.
totally different pH levels are required, you know, to get the product to its full potential.
Okay. Now, did you go to school for this, or you learned it
No,
yourself, or?
I basically learned. I learned a lot from YouTube. Old Alabama gardener. I
Mm-hmm.
watched. I watched quite a few of his videos. 3, 4, 5 years ago. The
Right.
man is full of knowledge.
Wow, that's
And
awesome.
yeah, old Alabama gardener. God bless his soul. He's still with us, but
Right.
he taught me an awful lot too.
Right. Hello, Van Vita Travels and Burns Junk Closet. Thanks for stopping by.
Hello, Vandita.
We're here with our guest today, Willitgrow. Um, so now that you're on this platform, now that you're making videos and you're gaining a little traction, what most do you love about what you're doing here as far as being on YouTube?
I like it's it's about teaching. I wanna simply pass along what I have learned, whether it's cooking something, whether it's fishing, whether it's oyster farming, but
Hmm.
mainly gardening, because I feel gardening, believe it or not, I think it's important that people learn how to be self-sufficient. The times that we are in now,
Right.
it's important for somebody
Oh,
to know how to grow their own food.
very important.
And but I like to put a twist to it. I don't like to be serious, just stiff on camera. You know what I'm saying? I
Right.
like to teach and be, have fun with it.
Right.
So,
Yeah. Yeah. You can tell by your videos that you've got a teaching spirit, and I've seen some of the other comments. Everybody's like they love how you walk them through it and teach them through things, and I like that a lot. Hey, Lula, and Laura vloggers, how are you? Um,
hello.
so yeah, and that's another thing. I was like, you should have way more traction now because your videos are great, are awesome. The topics that
Thank
you're talking about, they're awesome. I apologize for the vehicles, guys. Um, it's a good thing that you're here on this platform because, like I said, you could help a lot of people, especially with what we got going on now, the uncertainty of everything. You know, I don't like buying my food at the grocery store. I like growing my own stuff. You know, I want to know where my stuff's come from, and the fact that you're doing that is awesome.
Yeah, well, that's, the basics of it is, you know, people should really start realizing is that, like I mentioned earlier, the way this world is going nowadays,
Mhm.
it's too unpredictable.
Correct.
And growing food and knowing how to be self-sufficient, I think right now is the time to learn how to grow your own food. And I just want to share with basically the world, anyone interested in watching. I mean, you can go to 1,000 different YouTube channels and they'll teach you different things. I'll teach you different things. But learning how to be self-sufficient at this time, I
Hmm.
think is very important.
Very good. Very good. Hey, Rocky Mountain Bear, how are you? Mondo
Hello,
from the
Rocky
Vault.
Mountain Bear.
How you doing, brother? Good to see you. Um, the Spectral 17. Hello. Hope I'm saying that name right. Um, quick question here. What's next for your channel? What's next for Will It Grow? What do you think you would love to do?
What I would love to do, I mean, that's a stretch question. I'm gonna just keep on teaching on how to grow your own food,
Hmm.
and you know, what I do want to do more is I want to get into like a little bit of a series to to teach people how to grow more in pots,
Okay.
because not everybody has the opportunity to or has the land or the plot to
Correct.
grow their own food. But anybody can, even a small patio with 4 or 5 pots.
Hmm.
You'd be surprised how much food you can actually grow. So my channel coming up, I'm going to be pushing a little bit more teaching in pots.
Okay. Yeah, because I've got a lot of friends. I travel in a few different circles here on YouTube, but I've got a lot of friends now that they may live in apartments and they live in homes with small yards or whatever, but they still want to grow some of their own stuff. So yeah, more small container gardening. That I know there's a big push for that. People want to know how to do that. I
Yeah,
think a lot more people would grow their own food, if they knew how. They're just scared to start or hesitant to start. So, um,
absolutely. I mean, even if you have, let's say, just a simple garage,
mhm.
and if you invest in a little bit of artificial lighting, you can actually grow in pots in your garage basically year round because you have the artificial lighting. So knowing how to grow in a pot is very important because you always have the interior of your house if you
Right.
choose to. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And growing in a pot is just a little bit different than growing in a raised bed or directly into soil. So
Now, is there more care, more attention that needs to be paid to the container plants versus the ones outside?
well, basically, yes, uh, because the container plants they deplete out of nutrients a lot faster
Hmm.
than you have a raised garden bed that you have, your compost. They deplete, and the reason why that container gardening depletes a lot faster is even if you add your worm castings in, your compost in,
Hmm.
whenever you water that and you see like you know the water gets to the bottom of the pot and you see all that dark water running out, that's all your compost too. So
Right.
you're basically draining all of the nutrients through that water, if that makes any sense.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
And that's why I say is whenever you have, like, let's say, you're growing in a pot outside of your yard and you're watering it and everything, the grass in your yard could all be dead. But I
Hmm.
guarantee you, the grass around that pot is luscious, it's green, it's beautiful. Well,
Right.
that's because it's benefiting from all the nutrients that pot, every time you water, you're draining the nutrients out of that soil. So you have to stay more on top of the fertilization in the pot rather than the ground.
Yeah. Okay. Uh, Next thing here at the homestead here, we do some succession planning. Like we want to keep stuff going, in sequence. You don't want it to run out. Do you do a lot of that?
Only, only in beets and lettuce.
Okay.
That's the only two crops that I succession plant. It's beets and lettuce because my wife loves salad and she absolutely loves beets. So if I run out of that,
Yeah. Yeah. Somebody's in trouble.
it, it's trouble.
Now getting back to the topic of the small container gardening or whatever. If somebody here in the chat or you ran into somebody here said, well, I'd like to start it, but I wouldn't know the first thing to do. What would be your advice as far as telling them how to get started today? To get
The
going.
very first thing to do is you have to do your homework on what do you want to grow in that pot.
Right.
So you have to understand what type of plant you're going to be putting in there.
Hmm.
Like if it's like if it's broccoli, you should know your homework. Read your seed package. Okay, this plant is going to get this big, this big. So you don't want to be putting it into a small little pot. It's
Right.
not going to thrive. So the first thing is understanding what it is you want to grow in that pot. And the second thing is your soil. It's very important. You need good soil, full, rich, like compost. Uh, not many people get a chance to make leaf mold, but I use lots of leaf mold. Uh,
Mm,
that is the best, compost in the world. Most
right.
nutritious, just simple leaf mold, and it's free.
Yeah.
Not everybody has a chance to do that. Just mainly, I would say is study what plant you want to put into that pot, and then the seed package gives you all information, and then go pick the size of your pot according to that.
Okay. Great
And
advice.
you should always use the bone meal whenever planting a plant in a pot to help those
Always use home.
roots. Bone meal,
Okay. Good
not
advice.
not
Good advice.
not not the blood meal. You don't need the nitrogen. When the plant is really small, you don't need the nitrogen. You need is the bone meal, that phosphorus for those roots.
Right. Because the nitrogen that'll burn them up.
It's too much at that stage. They don't need nitrogen. It's
Okay.
when they get established first, like lettuce. If you take a little baby lettuce and you go and inject a whole bunch of nitrogen into it, you are going to burn that plant up. It's like let it establish first, let it get going, then you go into the nitrogen because you want foliage. You don't want roots anymore. Now you want foliage because you already established the roots.
Right. Awesome. That's awesome. Well, we've got a few more questions here, but right
Uh,
now we're going to stop for a second and we're going to give everyone an opportunity to go connect with Willitgrow. He's been gracious enough to stop by and tell us a little bit about his channel and what he's about. So, if you are not connected with Willitgrow, go ahead right now and connect, and he will return the love. I appreciate all of you being in here. If I haven't called you by name, it's because I was trying to focus. Going to be a few bugs to get worked out. This is the first interview, but like I said, I appreciate you all showing up. So yeah, go ahead and go connect with Will It Grow, and we're going to continue on. Also, guys, if you want your channel spotlighted on a Wednesday episode, go to the email on my about page, shoot me a message, and we'll connect and we'll get you up here. That's the whole basis for this is to get everybody a chance to get their channel out there. Everybody a chance to get some recognition, get some traction, because everybody here on YouTube deserves it. That's why we're all doing this. We're creating content so that everybody can uh can do it. Can you put his link? Beauty and Beast Journey. If you would please put Will It Grow's link in the chat so that everyone can connect with him, please. But yeah. Okay. So we talked about the container gardening. We talked about what they could do to start. Um, Here in North Carolina, I think we're zone 6 or something like that, zone 6 or 7. It is early August.
are you sure you're not more like zone 7A, 8?
Yeah, it's something like that. I'm not really sure, but I know that there are only certain plants that you can plant right now. Where you are, what would you plant? Like what could you plant this late in the year for a
For
fall?
this, for the fall, basically you can go broccoli, carrots, cabbage, cauliflower. You can still do
Hmm.
winter squash, uh, uh, beans. You can still do beans.
Right.
Uh, you know, definitely lettuce. You can do any variety of lettuce. You can do spinach.
Hmm.
Uh, so many, so many different things. Basically, everything that you would plant in the spring, like what I just mentioned, uh,
Right.
you you want to do right now for it to be ready for the fall. Beets, I think I said radish, but all of that stuff. The cold, they love the cold.
Hmm.
And then, of course, come fall, which you did ask me a question about onions and stuff.
Right.
Uh, that you gotta wait for that is to October, maybe November.
Okay.
For me, it's definitely in October is when I you want to get your garlic in. For you, you're a little bit warmer climate than I
Right.
am up here, so you could probably push yours towards November. November.
Okay. Now I also saw on your video that you have a lot of herbs and stuff as well.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
And
I
you
saw
know,
that.
herbs, especially like we were just discussing the container gardening.
Right.
Herbs are super, super easy to grow in a pot. I
Right.
mean, they are super easy because herbs are one of those things like, you got your thyme, rosemary, chives,
Hmm.
sage, any of that stuff that you like. Once they take established, like once you plant an herb, you really don't need to fertilize them because they're an herb. Once they get established, you just keep harvesting. Parsley is another one. Uh, uh, what's the other one? Oregano, all that
Dragon.
stuff.
Right.
Yep. Once they get established, those you just water and forget about it. But it's very important. A lot of people, they make a mistake like they see this big, beautiful thing,
Mm.
herb, but they don't harvest it.
Mm.
You've got to keep harvesting it in order for it to keep, producing and producing.
Right.
And not only are herbs great to grow in pots, but herbs can be stored indoors once the winter time comes. And
Okay.
I have parsley, garlic, not garlic, parsley, thyme, rosemary, sage, chives, all winter long because I take those pots that you guys see throughout my, garden tours. I take all those pots and I bring them indoors and I basically just give them water once, twice a week, and I have those fresh all winter long.
And they'll last all winter. With
Yep, all winter, yes. Yep.
That's awesome.
But eventually, parsley and oregano will get a little exhausted. Like
Mm.
midwinter, they will get a little bit exhausted. But thyme and rosemary, especially, you can just keep chopping at those things, and they'll just keep right on coming.
Awesome. 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 Now, the Shed Wars. What was that kind of about?
Shedboard.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, the Shed Wars. That's a collaboration with quite. I think it's almost 70 different channels.
Hmm.
That basically it was a fun thing that was started with Arkansas Woodcutter and
Hmm.
myself, and then to create teams of different channels all over the world. It's not just the United States; it's
Right.
literally all over the world, and it's to give tips on how to teach new people how to garden.
Okay.
Basically, it's what I'm doing is you don't know how to grow an onion. I will show you how to grow an onion. If you're willing to watch me, I will
Right.
show you how to grow a potato in a bucket, a potato in whatever,
Mhm.
and that's what it is. It's a big calibration, and it's fun because we get to do fantastic channel shout outs to one another.
Right.
I do it a little bit nasty on the nasty side, but I think they're fun. People, you know, think
Yeah.
they're fun, but
Yeah.
yeah, it's just to teach people that want to learn how to grow their own food. You know, it's not just me. It's not just the Arkansas woodcutter. One of my teammates, matter of fact, is in here watching. Robert from Homestead Aquarius.
Right.
I, I do mention him in my channel quite a bit. He's a fantastic man. He's one of the reasons why I basically got to YouTube following him and Mark from Arkansas Woodcutter. But
Right.
that's what Shed Wars is. Shed Wars is a lot of fun. It's what
Yeah.
it is.
I really enjoyed watching it, and like I said, when I linked up with you, I started watching the other guys, and you learn something different from each one of them. And
Yeah.
that's, I like learning new things here. Um, does anybody in the chat have any questions for Willitgrow? I see a lot of people are going over and connecting with him. I appreciate that.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
And Beauty, I did see that message, and you will be Ahmad. I'm sorry I didn't get that done ahead of time. Had 1,000 different things going on today. So I'm glad that everyone has showed up. I'm glad we're all here. We are going to give Willitgrow the floor here in a second and let him say anything else about his channel that he wants, and then if anyone else that's in the chat wants to come up and say something or ask a question or whatever, we will gladly let you guys come up. Ashley's Life, how you doing? I think I've spoken to everyone else.
Hello, Ashley.
Grandma Mimi, how you doing? But yeah, anything else that you want people to know about Willitgrow, about the Willitgrow channel? Is there anything else that you if somebody's watching the replay and they hear this? Is there anything else that you want them to know?
Well, one of the things that I do want people to know is when they come visit my channel, I want them to know that I want to be totally different, like a totally different content creator, and let's say a host.
Right.
Then hold on. My wife just got home. The dogs are watching.
It's all right. It happens.
Hold on. I just got to tell her I'm like, okay, the dogs will be quiet. Basically, I want to be a totally different host. I don't want to be this stiff in front of the camera that always says the correct thing.
Right.
Tries to behave right from the beginning. I'm all about fun, and I want to make sure I set the standards where I want to be myself. So if something comes out wrong, not cursing wise,
right.
My wife has actually praised me tremendously that I have been a good boy. that all I've done over 100 something videos, and I have not cursed. So and she's like amazed. But
yeah, we are around a lot of Christian channels and everything, and I really do try and respect everybody. But like I said, everybody has their own way. And like I said, as soon as I started watching the channel, I was like, okay, I gotta watch this guy. It's just something about him that that I like. So yeah.
Yeah, I don't want people to come to my channel and see, like I said, me standing there and like, okay, this. No, I want to express myself,
right,
and to do, I think to do the best job that I can, I have to be myself.
Right.
It can't be scripted.
Right.
If I mess up, I say in a lot of my videos, I'm not going to edit. Sorry, it's just the way it is.
Right.
So, but that's basically the format that I set from the beginning, and I like it.
Yeah, I kind of rather would have it be a little bit more real, because you can see all the jump cuts and everything in people's videos and stuff. I'm like, yeah, I'd like to see a little bit more of what's going on. Rocky Mountain Bear says, I started growing honeydew melons vertically, and it's awesome.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I didn't do any melons this year. They said, are you using any trellises?
Trellises, there's only one that I'm using, and that's for my cucumbers. Everything else is I grow in raised beds. I don't trust the soil in the ground. I don't believe in tilling. So, and I don't believe in weeding. I don't like weeding, so I stay away from the ground. I prefer to do raised beds, well, because I have the space. Not everybody has the space, but I do raised beds because I can control what soil goes into those raised beds. So I choose raised beds.
That makes a lot of sense. I've got my tomatoes that I've got some in the front, some in the back, 30-inch beds. with the trellis over them, and in the front I didn't even do anything. Mainly I just put them in the ground just to see what would happen, and they took off better than the ones I took all the time with. So it was kind of confusing.
I did see your tomatoes on the ground. Yeah,
Yeah,
you do have a lot of tomatoes too.
yeah. They're really getting big. The ones in the front, they're the beefsteak kind. You know, the
Yeah,
big jokers, and they're really big now. They're starting to turn. So pretty happy with the way those turned out. But
yeah,
uh,
they look good.
but let's see here. Does anyone else have any questions for Willitgrow? Let's see. Fruit said, I have a very small concrete backyard in the city, so I plant it all in containers. Yeah, yeah. That's what we were talking about earlier about if you live in an apartment or a townhouse or something, and uh, having ways to grow. I mean, there's ways for everyone to implement some self-sufficiency practices as far as
One
growing
other
food.
one other little tip
Mhm.
on the container garden, like he's talking about growing in a balcony,
Right,
which I could assume when he waters, it doesn't. I don't know if he allows the water to spill out, but if you can have some kind of like catch pan.
hmm
And when I talked about all that compost tea
right,
escaping that butt, if you can find you just water that plant basically for the next week, because now the plant is going to be taking all that compost tea and nutrients right back up into the system, into the soil.
right,
So you're kind of gaining with one watering, you're gaining like two,
right.
because you found a way to catch that water. And not only are you watering it basically for free, you're refertilizing it because that's compost tea.
Right, it's getting sucked right back up into it.
It's
Yeah,
done something right. It's wicking right back up.
yeah, that is.
And soil only wicks when it's dry. It does not wick when it's wet. So don't worry about, oh, my plant's going to drink too much. No, wet soil doesn't wick. Dry soil wicks. If that makes sense.
Oh yeah, that makes total sense. Makes total sense. All right, guys. Do you have any more questions for Willard Grove? I mean, he's been gracious enough to come in and spend some time with us. Um, Said we do little 30-minute segments, but like I said, I'm going to keep sharing his link out the rest of the day. Um, I want to I want to get as many people familiar with him as I can. And we've been playing with the time as far as what time we were going to come on. Because later in the day, so many other people are going live, but I wanted to make sure that I got in so that I didn't step on anyone's toes. But I really want to get his name out there, guys. So if
I
you guys can
appreciate it,
share
bro.
this
Thank
out,
you.
yeah, not a problem. If y'all can share this out uh, with your friends and stuff, it would be appreciated. Hey, Mama's Touch, how are you? Thanks for coming in. Thanks for
Hello,
stopping
Mama.
by. Stick around, and we'll let some people come up here in a little bit if they want to. We're just talking with Willie Grow about his garden and now this last question. I'm really interested in this. Um, on your page, you said you know a little bit about some home cooking. Now,
Yeah.
I'd like to know what it is you're cooking over there.
Well, I don't. I've made I think two videos so far. Mainly, it's going to be a lot of Portuguese food.
Okay.
I am Portuguese, and I learned through my mom and dad is Portuguese food.
Okay.
Uh, some really good stuff. I'll mix in some Italian food, uh, seafood dishes. I have seafood around me. Obviously, I'm a fisherman, so
Right.
different seafood dishes, but mainly Portuguese food and also a lot of canning. I will be doing a lot of canning as
Hmm.
well because I think knowing how to can is just as important as being self-sufficient as
Right.
growing the food itself. You know, if you wanna grow potatoes, how many potatoes you're going to eat. You want to grow potatoes to eat one time, or do you want to grow them to eat 50 times?
Right.
If you know how to can potatoes, then you basically you're going to have potatoes to eat 50 times.
Right.
Same goes with green beans, anything.
Yeah, I
So I
saw
think,
the bag of cucumbers.
yeah,
What was it, like 17 pounds or something like that, or 7 pounds? It was a big,
I think it's 7 pounds.
yeah, big bag. Now, are you going to pickle all those?
Yes, actually, I already did 2 batches of pickles. I didn't put it on camera, but I am going to do one video on the pickling the cucumbers, and
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to be pickling a lot of peppers and making Portuguese pepper mash, which
Mm.
is what my Portugals are. It's fantastic, and yeah, I'm going to be doing a lot of videos, but the pickles. I mean, I don't know if you saw in the video I just did those pickle plants there. Those things produce like unbelievable.
Yeah, yeah, I saw the amount, and they're good size. I mean, it
They're
looked really
massive.
good.
Yeah,
It looked
yeah.
really, really good. But well, we will definitely be checking out the next videos from Willitgrow, guys that are still here. Like I said, if you're not connected with him, go ahead and connect with him. And if you don't mind, guys, please hit that thumbs up as you come in. If you're not connected with the host, please go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Uh, but let's see. Yeah, Victory Fruits is saying that they have connected, and thanks for sharing your knowledge. You
Well,
Beach
well,
Journey. They are connected with you now. Um,
that is awesome. Thank you.
yeah, not a problem. Like I said, we're going to keep sharing you out. And next week, I'll still be dropping your link and getting you some more family. And I've also ran it through my Facebook page as well. So
Thank you.
we're not going to hold you much longer. Actually, we went longer than expected, but I enjoyed talking to you. I
Oh,
appreciate you
I'm having
coming
fun.
on and doing the first show. And maybe down the road we can maybe do a collabo video. Because like I said, I'm impressed with the way you do things, and like I said, I love to garden and I love to farm. So that kind of drew me in. So
I
uh,
appreciate it.
yeah, not a problem, not a problem.
You do a fine job yourself. I've watched your videos. You do a fine job yourself.
Yeah, I'm not as experienced as a lot because I watched my parents do it growing up, but just mainly the last 2 or 3 years I've gotten really heavy into it. But it's turning out great. We got enough. We canned some tomatoes the other day, and uh, you know,
Tomato sauce, making tomato sauce. Yeah, pasta
yeah,
sauce.
yeah.
Absolutely.
And a fresh salad, you can't beat a fresh salad right out of the backyard. I mean,
No, no.
at all, at all. Thanks, Rocky Mountain Bear. Um, but yeah, we're going to go ahead and close it up now, guys. Like I said, go and connect with Willitgrow. Tell your friends about Willitgrow. Go over and check his channel out, guys. Watch a couple videos. See what it is that he's doing over there. He's got some really, really good videos, and I mean, he puts it together well. Nice intros, nice, everything. Go check him out, guys. Watch him. Willitgrow, thank you so much for stopping in. Okay.
You are welcome, my brother.
All right.
You are welcome. Thank you. Thank
All
you
right.
all, everybody.
Triple C and Joe Show, how you doing? You guys come in late and missed the thing, but do you want to come up? Hello, Carlos in chat. Joe, my brother, what's going on, man? Let me see here. Let me see here. Hold on a second. Hold on a second. Homestead Aquarius, you're welcome. Hey, I told you I like that guy ever since I started watching his videos. It's just something about him, and I said he's got a great channel, and I think more people need to be introduced to him. There you go, guys. If Triple C and Joe or anybody else wants to come up and talk, you can. But yeah, Homestead, I really felt like he needed more of a, more people um, to know about him. So I'm just really glad that he was able to come in. Guys, please hit the thumbs up button. Come on up, Joe, Triple C, somebody. Come on up. Homestead Aquarius, you can come up. You don't have to talk long. Just come in, let everybody know who you are, connect with some of these people in here. Because we're not going to stay on much longer. We've been on about 45 minutes. I'm just glad the amount of people showed up today that did. This is really awesome for the first interview. We've got somebody in mind for next week. I'm just waiting to hear back from them. But like I said, we're going to do this every single Wednesday. The time might change a little bit, but it's definitely going to be every single Wednesday. Hello, Debbie. How you doing? Thanks for coming. I appreciate it. Joe does a lot of talking, and now he don't want to come up on my show. I see how it is. All right, Victory Fruits, thank you so much. I appreciate you coming in. I really, really do. Oh, there's my girl, Pink Motivation. How you doing? Thank you for stopping in. We just finished up the interview a little while ago, but I'm trying to get somebody to come up if they want to. I just dropped the link. I'll drop it again. Come on, Joe. You ain't gonna bless my channel with a song. Come on, Joe. I'm gonna get you one way or another, Joe. Come on. Oh, okay. I see it. I see it now. It's all right. We'll get it next time. We'll get it next time. Pink, you want to come up? Because we're getting ready to end. But Pink, I need to email you because I was serious about when I said I got your slot ready. Like literally, I got your slot for like next week or the week after. I want you on the show. Triple C and Joe as well. Okay, well then we'll just have to work around that, Miss Dana. Because I'm trying to say I'm not taking no for an answer. We will work around that. Yes, ma'am. I'm live. Been live for about an hour now. Had the interview. It went pretty good. So I want to get y'all up here and let y'all talk about y'all's channels and meet some new people and get some stuff on. Okay, I'm ready for real for the show. You ready for real, Pink? Because I'll put you on next week. I've got a couple of people I'm waiting to hear back from, but I'm ready to put you on next week. I'll send you some questions or whatever, and you can prepare, and we'll throw you up here. I'm only gonna be on probably 10 more minutes because Junior's got football practice, so he's ready to go for that. So we're gonna go to his practice, but I'll be at everybody's homes tonight when y'all come on. I'll come and check you out. But I appreciate the way y'all went over and connected with him. I mean, he's a really good guy. He's a bit different, but he's a good guy, and I really really like him. And so I appreciate what y'all did. Mama's Touch, you still here? Ashley's Life. I don't know if I spoke to you. Hey, how are you? Yeah, Joe and Dana. This is interesting. This is not as easy as I thought it was, but I had fun. There she is. Hey, Ashley. Look, and Joe didn't even put not one laud in my chat. Hey, Mama's Touch. Hey, you going on tonight, Mama's Touch? If you are, I'll be there tonight. They're coming now, so I'm probably getting ready to go here in a second to get this boy to practice. Um, Again, I appreciate everybody for coming and supporting me. It means a lot. I knew I could count on y'all though, but I'm glad y'all showed up. I appreciate it, and we're gonna sign off so I can get Junior over here. But we're gonna be doing a lot more lives. If I get back home by 9, I will. Okay. All right. Well, I'll definitely come. Thank you, Joe. Let's see, was that so hard? Yes, Lord. Yes, Lord. Well, I've done a live before, but it was like last year. But it was just people hanging out, talking or whatever. But to actually do something uh, on this level, it's not easy. But we're gonna keep doing it because God said do it, and that's what we're gonna do. Because I'm telling you, there's a lot of people that need their channel put out there, and that's what I'm here to do, and that's what I'm gonna do. Brighton Farm Homestead, thank you for coming. I'm glad you had a good time. Come back next week. But yeah, they're getting ready to load up, guys. So we're gonna take off. I love each and every one of y'all. And I will see you in the streams tonight, or as Pink Motivation says, in these YouTube streets. I love y'all, and I'm out. Thank you so much for coming.